Hello everyone. The health of a woman as an adolescent silently shapes the health of her future child years later. This hidden connection lies at the heart of India's most ambitious public health strategy. Let us explore the intergenerational loop, India's RMNCH+A strategy, which shifts the country from vertical programs to a holistic continuum of care brought to us by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. The origins of this strategy trace back to a global movement. In February 2013, in Washington, D.C., UNICEF's Global Child Survival Call to Action saw more than 80 countries pledge to reduce child mortality to 20 or fewer per 1,000 live births by 2035. This global commitment traveled across the world to the Government of India Summit, where RMNCH+A was launched under the National Health Mission. Backed by USAID, UNICEF, UNFPA, and the Norway-India Partnership Initiative to maximize efficiency and reduce resource duplication. This strategy set clear national outcome goals for 2017. The infant mortality rate target was 25 per 1,000 live births. The maternal mortality ratio target was 100 per 100,000 live births. The total fertility rate target was 2.1. A detailed target dashboard tracked key public health indicators and their trajectories. In terms of maternal and facility readiness, delivery points needed to increase by 100%. Institutional births needed to rise from a baseline of 61%, with a under 5 underweight prevalence needed to fall from 45%, with a 5.5% annual decrease. Diarrhea treatment using oral rehydration therapy needed to rise from 43%, with a 7.2% annual increase, and DTP3 immunization needed to rise from 7%, with a 3.5% annual increase. In terms of adolescent and reproductive health, unmet family planning need needed to fall from 21%, with an 8.8% annual decrease. Met modern family planning need needed to rise from 47%, with a 4.5% annual increase. Adolescent anemia among girls needed to fall from 56%, with a 6% annual decrease, and adolescent fertility contribution needed to fall from 16%, with a 3.8% annual decrease. This brings us to the paradigm shift between the earlier reproductive and child health phase 2 era and the new RMNCH+A era. In terms of target demographics, the earlier era focused on pregnant women and young children, while the new era introduces adolescence as a distinct, critical life stage. In terms of service delivery, the earlier era relied on siloed programs with independent targets, while the new era offers integrated packages linked contextually to consecutive life stages. In terms of geography, the earlier era used broad blanket resource allocation, while the new era focuses equity targeting on 184 high-priority districts, addressing inter-district variations. In terms of care pathways, the earlier era heavily focused on facility-based interventions, while the new era establishes a continuum of care bridging home and community through 9.15 lakh ASHA workers to primary and tertiary facilities. Let us decode what the plus in RMNCH+A actually means. RMNCH stands for Reproductive, Maternal, Newborn and Child Health. The plus represents adolescence, included for the first time as a foundational life stage. It also represents linkages, ensuring seamless connection between maternal and child health, family planning, HIV, gender, and the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act. Finally, it represents the pathway, meaning referrals and counter-referrals linking home, sub-centers, primary health centers, community health centers, and district hospitals. Together, these elements form RMNCH+A, a unified continuum of care. This strategy is best understood as an intergenerational loop made up of 6 packages of care, namely adolescent health, reproductive health, pregnancy care, intrapartum or birth care, newborn care, and child care. The core insight is that the health of an individual across life stages is interlinked, and intervening at one stage multiplies outcomes in the next. The first stage in this loop is adolescent health. 33% of the disease burden and 60% of premature adult deaths stem from behaviors or conditions starting in adolescence, which is why this stage is so crucial in breaking the intergenerational cycle of anemia. Under this stage, nutrition is addressed through weekly iron and folic acid supplementation, providing 100 milligrams of iron and 500 micrograms of folic acid through the National Iron Plus initiative. Clinical care is delivered through 6,302 adolescent-friendly health clinics under the Adolescent Reproductive and Sexual Health Program. Counseling is provided by dedicated adolescent reproductive and sexual health and integrated counseling and testing center counselors, addressing sexual and reproductive health, mental health, and substance abuse. Menstrual hygiene is supported through subsidized sanitary napkins and safe disposal education for girls between 10 and 19 years. Screening is conducted through biannual preventive checkups via the school health program. Cutting across all age groups is a cross-cutting shield known as the 4Ds of the Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, providing comprehensive screening and early intervention for children and adolescents between 0 and 18 years. These 4Ds are defects at birth, diseases in children, deficiency conditions, and developmental delays. The second stage is reproductive health, addressed through the reproductive years. On the community delivery side, this includes promotion and home delivery of contraceptives via ASHAs under the Ensuring Spacing at Birth initiative and access to pregnancy testing kits known as NEET kits. On the clinical delivery side, this includes promotion of spacing methods such as interval and postpartum intrauterine contraceptive devices, quality sterilization services such as vasectomies and tubectomies, comprehensive safe abortion care within the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act framework, and prevention and management of sexually transmitted and reproductive tract infections. The third stage is pregnancy care, moving through 3 components. Preconception care involves preventive use of folic acid to encourage optimal health before pregnancy. The antenatal package involves full antenatal care delivery, tracking via the mother and child tracking system, and early registration. Risk management involves identifying high-risk pregnancies such as severe anemia, prevention of parent-to-child transmission of HIV, and strict implementation of the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act. The fourth stage is intrapartum and childbirth care. 15% of pregnancies develop unpredictable complications, making facility readiness the primary defense. Priority interventions at delivery points include skilled attendance through skilled obstetric care at 24/7 primary health centers and first referral units. Emergency readiness through emergency obstetric care, including access to cesarean sections and blood transfusions at first referral units. Immediate action through essential newborn care such as drying, warming, skin-to-skin contact, and neonatal resuscitation using bag and mask, and a community bridge through distribution of misoprostol in the 8th month for women in villages with high home delivery rates. The 5th stage is newborn care, delivered through 2 channels. Facility-based care includes care of the sick newborn in special newborn care units and newborn stabilization units with highly trained human resources, along with early initiation and exclusive breastfeeding support. Home-based care includes the home-based newborn care scheme delivered through ASHA workers, prompt identification of danger signs and referral, and community-level use of gentamicin by auxiliary nurse midwives for suspected newborn sepsis. The sixth stage is childhood care, addressed through two pillars. The integrated management of neonatal and childhood illnesses covers community level diarrhea management using oral rehydration therapy and zinc, management of pneumonia and malaria, and full routine immunization against 7 preventable diseases. Nutrition and development covers infant and young child feeding and complementary feeding, facility based care for severe acute malnutrition through nutrition rehabilitation centers, and early childhood development, along with essential micronutrient supplementation such as vitamin A and iron folic acid. A key strategic enabler of this entire framework is the concept of high priority districts. The key insight here is that RMNCH+A abandons uniform, diluted resource allocation to address acute interstate and interdistrict variations. In execution, 184 districts across 29 states were identified using uniform, weak performance indicators, with a conscious focus on previously underserved populations such as the urban poor, tribal groups, and adolescents, supported by performance-based incentives and deployment of human resources based on caseload at all levels. All of these stages come together in the continuum of care delivery grid, a seamless referral and counter-referral pathway, ensuring patients are not lost between community identification and facility treatment. This grid spans 3 columns, namely reproductive care, pregnancy care, and newborn and child care, and 3 rows, namely clinical care at primary health centers, community health centers, and first referral units, outreach and sub-center level care, and family and community level care, ensuring every individual is tracked and supported at every level of the health system. To operationalize this strategy, a management tool known as the 5x5 matrix is used, organizing technical support and monitoring progress across 5 thematic areas, namely reproductive, maternal, newborn, child, and adolescent health, with 5 high-impact interventions per area, plus cross-cutting system strengthening covering human resource deployment, ambulances and drugs, behavior change communication and health education, health management information system scorecards, and quality assurance. The true power of this strategy is best illustrated through what is called the multiplier effect, breaking the cycle across generations. Consider an adolescent girl who receives weekly iron and folic acid supplementation and counseling via an adolescent-friendly health clinic, resulting in her being cured of anemia and empowered to delay marriage. Years later, she enters pregnancy in optimal health, receives full antenatal care and institutional delivery at a targeted high-priority district facility, and as a result avoids maternal hemorrhage and experiences a safe birth. Because the mother is healthy and the birth was skilled, her baby is born at a normal weight and receives home-based newborn care, allowing the child to survive the critical first 28 days free of intergenerational malnutrition. This illustrates that RMNCH+A's true power is not in any single medical intervention, but in the unbroken chain of care that safeguards human capital across generations. This entire strategy represents a promise to reach the maximum number of people in the remotest corners of the country through a continuum of services, constant innovation, and routine monitoring, fulfilling India's commitment to Millennium Development Goals 4 and 5. Hope you have understood about India's RMNCH+A strategy, the intergenerational loop. If you found this video useful, please watch and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.